Hello, everybody.
Hey, guys.
Franny, it has been a long time.
Yes, true, with all this corona, but now Jerusalem is really starting to open up.
We are outside and we are unmasked.
True. And it's actually an amazing time to be hiking around the city of David here in the Kidron Valley. It's Passover time, and you know what that means?
Matzah.
Yes, but not what I was thinking. It's springtime. The people leave Egypt. The world goes out to be free. The flowers are blooming.
This is like a huge exodus for us and for the world.
Totally. And we have such great stuff in store for you guys.
As a matter of fact, while all of us have been stuck at home, we at the City of David have been digging and unveiling and exploring. In fact, we've been opening gateways so that when you come back to Jerusalem, you are going to see some of the most amazing sights on earth, one of which we're going to show you right now.
We should just show them this magnificent beauty right behind us. In fact, we're standing in front of a place that's kind of like Petra in Jordan.
Take it away, Franny.
All right, zoom out. It's amazing.
Look at this. There was a mountain here.
True, this is one of the only places in the world where someone took a mountain and decided to carve out a beautiful monolith for a burial cave right here in front of us, and it's just a beauty to see.
Some people think, in fact, that this was carved in memory of Absalom, King David's son.
King David's son, Absalom, rebels against King David and actually pushes him out, causing him to flee Jerusalem, and it says that he actually flees here in the Kidron Valley. This place to this day is still called Absalom's Pillar.
And this is not alone. There are a number of sites here that are as beautiful as Petra, where Indiana Jones was filmed. We are going to take you underneath the ground and crawl into some of these ancient tombs on a true adventure.
This is going to be like Tomb Raider.
Let's do it.
All right. We're standing here now in the green blooming Kidron Valley.
It is absolutely gorgeous here today.
Yeah, and in front of us are actually graves that are hundreds of years old. And behind us, graves that are more than 2,000 years old.
You know, you can see here maybe one of the most profound points of Jewish history, where we can see people were buried here a few hundred years ago, right next to the place that our ancestors were buried here thousands of years ago. I don't know if any other people on earth can actually say that they're being buried for the same reasons in the same site over the course of thousands of years.
In fact, this is the most ancient Jewish cemetery that is still active today.
As a matter of fact, we've had prime ministers buried here, important rabbis buried here, founders of the state of Israel. It's almost like a timeline for the entire Jewish people.
Absolutely, and I think it connects to this monument behind us. We see this massive monolith, kind of similar to Absalom's Pillar, all made out of one stone, and it is called the Memorial for Zechariah.
Zechariah, who is the prophet, of course, from the Bible, prophesizes about the end of days.
And he connects the end of days to the Mount of Olives, which pretty much starts the tradition of people wanting to be buried here on their last journey on earth.
So that's why these people and these people were all buried in the same spot. It's for the same belief.
Yes.
Franny, you know, it seems like things have changed in the last few thousand years. I mean, these people were buried pretty much the way we're buried today.
Yeah.
And that's really different.
Absolutely. 2,000 years ago, we would have been buried in caves if we had the money to do so. And these people did. So I guess we should check out who they are, how they were buried. Let's go inside.
Let's do it. Franny, this is freaky.
Yeah, Tomb Raider.
Wow.
Beautiful.
This is unreal.
Yeah, it's insane and stunning and gorgeous.
And thousands of years old.
And thousands of years old.
Okay, go back in time, 2,300 years. Take us on a journey. What would we have seen in this place?
Well, back in the time period of the Second Temple, when a person would have died, if they had enough money, they could have been buried in one of these magnificent burial caves. In order to show you exactly how that worked, we're gonna have to go a little deeper into the cave so I can explain it.
You want us to go in there?
Yeah.
You know what? Ladies first, you can be the first one to explore this, Franny.
I'll brave it up, let's go.
So Franny, we entered the tomb, we went into a cave, and now we're in the cave within the cave.
Yes, in fact, there are 3 other cave within the caves. which gets a little complicated, but it is massive, the whole system of burial here.
It's unreal.
All right, so how did it work? A person would die thousands of years ago. We would put the person's body in one of these small little holes, and you can see there's a couple here. They would then close the hole with a massive rock, so it doesn't smell bad. And then a year later, after the body decomposes, they would take the bones and put it in a smaller ossuary, which was like a beautiful decorated stone coffin, like a mini one. And they would then do a secondary burial in a different cave with all of the ancestors of that family.
Wow. So if you didn't like one of your ancestors, you were stuck.
Yeah, forever.
Franny, this is so different than what we do today.
Yeah, honestly, it's true. And it's kind of beautiful because 2,000 years ago, Second Temple time period, it kind of connects to our scripture. In the Bible, it says that when someone dies, it says, and they were gathered to their ancestors. We don't really understand what that means unless we're standing here and say, wow, they actually would come in and bury again and gather that person to their ancestors.
Wow.
These people also clearly are a very prominent family because their tomb is so large and so intricate. It tells us a lot.
And in fact, while tomb raiders cleared out many of the things and the jewels in these caves, they did miss something that is the key to knowing who this family is.
Absolutely, and if they would have known where it was, we would have no clue who was buried here.
Can you show us?
Absolutely, let's go.
Let's go. So here we are on this 2.5 millennia year old balcony next to the caves. Where's the discovery?
The discovery is actually far out of sight, up these columns. On that lintel, there is an ancient inscription in ancient Hebrew that tells us who is buried here. It actually references many names of different generations of the family of priests, the sons of Hazir.
So Aaron, Moses' brother, establishes the priestly line, the Cohenitic line, and this is one of the families that comes from Aaron himself.
Absolutely. In fact, it's written about in the Bible in 1 Chronicles. It has a whole list of all the different priestly divisions, and it says the 17th division is the sons of Hazir.
You know, it's incredible to think that this priestly family were buried here. It's by no chance, I imagine, that it's directly across from the temple where they were serving.
Absolutely. They worked right over there. And honestly, you can imagine this is probably one of the most hectic times for a priestly family because it's Passover.
I see something like this carved out of a mountain. It's so beautiful. It's like the Colosseum in Rome or the pyramids in Egypt. This should have been enough just to drive tourism to Israel, yet the vast majority of people in Israel have never seen this.
Absolutely. Honestly, as a tour guide, I barely take people here because really this space has been pretty inaccessible for many, many years, and you can tell everybody why.
You know, not every part of the story of Jerusalem's history over the last 70, 80 years has been positive. Between 1948 and 1967, the Jordanians illegally occupied Jerusalem. This entire valley was laid to waste and in fact desecrated. There were thousands of Jewish graves that were desecrated here. And in fact, a highway was paved through this area, which just left any type of access to the site unmanageable. We can see the graves, some of which still have not been able to be recovered, some of which we've managed to recover and place over here. This has been a multi-decade long restoration project, and I'm happy to say that now finally we've put in the trails, the signs, and when people come to Jerusalem, they can actually access the site now, which is just next to the city of David and the Western Wall.
Right, and it's also so packed with history, with stories. We've just shown you a tiny little piece of what there is to see here in the Kidron Valley. And I think that in order to kind of finish this all up, we should totally take everybody to the visitor center.
Let's go to the visitor center and the Overlook that it presents.
And the Overlook for sure. Yada. It's really amazing because with this incredible renovation, people can come here and actually be guided by the passages from the Bible themselves.
It's amazing, actually. This passage brings us full circle. This is the passage that speaks about Absalom, and it says that Absalom took and set up for himself a pillar in the valley of the king, and he called it Absalom's pillar until this very day. And this is where we began our journey. The passage is written right here, while Absalom's pillar is in full view. Here we are at the new biblical overlook of the city of David. You can see the old city behind me, the gates of mercy, the Temple Mount. From here, one begins their journey. This is the place you need to find when you come to Jerusalem, so we can open up all those doors and share with you those secrets.
And honestly, we've had such an incredible day, a small little taste of the Kidron Valley, Absalom's tomb, the memorial of Zechariah and Bnei Hazir. And we know that after you've seen this small little piece that we have to give you, that as soon as you can, you'll come and visit city of David, Jerusalem. We want to wish you a Chag Pesach Sameach.
Happy Passover to everybody. We hope to see you soon.
The city of David, where it all began.